as it turns out, acetylsalicylic acid is aspirin. And aspirin is one of a class of compounds called analgesics. And analgesics are drugs that relieve pain. And so if you look here at the three most common analgesics, we have aspirin, ibuprofen, and acetaminophen. These three drugs are the most common drugs sold as over the counter as an analgesic. And again, we can see that the actual bottle that they're in, all of these bottles that you see here are made of high density polyethylene. So the bottle itself is an organic compound that's been engineered called high density polyethylene to give the characteristics that we need to package the medicine in. And then each small molecule here, which looks more complicated perhaps than the polyethylene, they're very small, but they've got these different functional groups that are going to cause each one to have a slightly different physiological effect. So what we're going to do is look closely at these three molecules, aspirin, ibuprofen, and acetaminophen, and see if we can figure out what it is about the molecules, the functional groups on the molecules, that makes each one have a slightly different physiological effect. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at this exercise from the book. And it says, look at the structural formulas in figure 10.7, and figure 10.7 is just this picture right here, and identify the structural features and functional groups that aspirin, ibuprofen, and acetaminophen have in common. Well, the first thing you'll notice is they all have a benzene ring, and we can call this a phenyl group or a benzene ring. It doesn't matter, we're referring to the same thing, but anyway, all three of them have this benzene ring or this phenyl group. Okay. And then if you look at the functional groups on the various molecules, aspirin, of course, has a carboxylic acid functional group right here and an ester functional group right here. The ibuprofen has just one functional group, and that is the carboxylic acid functional group. And then the acetaminophen doesn't have an ester or a carboxylic acid, but it has an alcohol functional group and it has an amide functional group. Okay, and so there are some similarities and there's some differences in these three molecules.